What's up, YouTube? I'm Brett from Rants. As always, guys, if y'all enjoy our content, don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave that comment down below. We're on the road to 1,000, and we hope you guys can help us get there. Alright, so, I've been watching Invincible lately. Now, I will admit, I'm still new when it comes to the comics. I've read a good deal of them now lately to prepare for the show. But what I've noticed most of all, and to me, it's a little bit strange that there's these comparisons, but Homelander and Omni-Man, um, they try. I don't know if it's because of the Amazon connection or if if fans really do actually believe that that these two are quite similar. I personally don't necessarily see it, except for I guess maybe the part where that they're both heroes in their own right to on the outside to fans, where they're but then on the inside have a really dark path. There was an article on CBR that was saying, well, who would win in a battle between Omni-Man and Homelander? And I just want to kind of give my take on this. And a lot of y'all guys that have read the comics, y'all might agree, might disagree on a lot of things when it comes to the boys or when it comes to Invincible. Overall, I would say, in my opinion, um, I don't, like I said, I don't personally see the connection between Omni-Man and Homelander in this regard. I feel like Homelander, most of the stuff that we see Homelander do is stuff that was planned. Yes, of course, he does save the world in a lot, or save specific, things like supposedly being able to try to save a plane going down, but then the plane ended up crashing, so he didn't really do what he was supposed to do in that regard. He even kind of makes it sound like that he is incapable of actually pushing a plane up to save it in the first place. To me, this is a little bit different than, say, Omni-Man, because for all of the bad things that Omni-Man has done in the comics or in even the television series, the animated series, he's still the real deal. Like, he's still out there, destroying races, alien races that are, trying to take over the earth. So, I mean, he's not, he might be polished like Homelander, but he's not, he's dealt with threats that were equal to his power and has taken them on and defeated them. Do I believe that he is just as psychopathic as what Homelander is? Yes and no, to a certain extent. And I'll say, and this is just, again, my opinion on things. I feel like Homelander has that inability to connect with human beings because of his upbringing and his just natural aggression. Omni-Man is shown the polar opposite of it. Omni-Man cares deeply about his son. He even cares deeply about his wife. Yes, later on in the comics, he ends up having a baby with another alien species and so forth along those lines. But overall, I mean, he does care deeply about his family. Where I feel like Homelander does not have that same feel about him. Now, as far as strength wise is concerned, in my opinion, I feel like Omni-Man is vastly superior in that regard, and I disagree greatly with the CBR article where it talks about Homelander really having the upper hand when it comes to Omni-Man. Omni-Man is capable of just flying through outer space with ease. That's something that we haven't really seen Homelander be able to do. Homelander seems very limited to earthbound activities, where Omni-Man is basically universal and galactic, I guess you could say. He's capable of going wherever he wants to go, whenever he so chooses to do, without having to, without being held to earthly restraints. So in that regard, yes, I would give Omni-Man, when it comes to that, the upper hand, simply because he seems like he can move mountains, where Homelander seems like he has trouble even picking up planes, something that Superman don't even have problems doing, which Homelander is clearly based off of, and I guess Omni-Man as well. But overall, I would say, strength-wise, I would give it to Omni-Man. Now, where I would maybe give Homelander a little bit more of an advantage is his ability with his X, his heat vision. His heat vision seems to be a little bit more powerful, a little bit more in control of it. He seems like he's able to take down his foes more clearly and concisely than what Omni-Man is. Omni-Man, when he seems like he's at least using it, seems like, I won't say a novice at it, but it seems like he's not as prepared to use that in his arsenal quite as much as what Homelander does. Homelander seems to want to go more down that route than he does to want to just beat something to death. We've never really seen in The Boys, at least the series wise, where that he is just wanting to, just have an all out straight up brawl. Usually he tries to find other ways to handle that situation, and in a lot of ways he uses his heat vision to do that. So in that way, I would give Homelander a little bit more advantage over Omni-Man in that regard, just simply because he is. That seems to be more of Homelander's go-to ability, where Omni-Man is more strength and just beating something to death. That seems to be his go-to thing. Now, as far as these characters, about even intelligence wise, I believe Homelander takes the cake in that all day. Omni-Man seems like he's a very intelligent man himself, but he doesn't have uh, that polished demeanor that, what, let's say, a somebody like Homelander does. And Homelander has to have this. Homelander has to be on his game 24/7, simply because of his hidden personality. Omni-Man is capable of being around humans. He's capable of being loving and nice and caring for humans, even though, of course, he was sitting there to conquer them. Where I feel like Homelander, it is hard for him to keep up that charade a little bit longer. That's a facade that he shares. So he's having to use his intelligence, his ability, this natural charisma that he's got, to be able to handle these situations, to use his intelligence to be able to take advantage of his charisma and basically the audience around him, where I feel like Omni-Man doesn't really have that problem, as Omni-Man is naturally gregarious when it comes to individuals. While he does have his dark side to him, he's clearly more open and more sincere when it comes to his the humans around him, especially like I said, when it comes to his wife and his child. And even, of course, we've seen Omni-Man do some really terrible things, but his was more of a mission, where Homelander's is more of, he's just a bad dude. Like, he's just bad, clearly from beginning to end. But I feel like Homelander simply, when I say the intelligence wise, I feel like Omni-Man is more of what you would call someone that just wants to use brute force for almost every situation. Yes, he can come up with maybe an elaborate plan from time to time, but he seems like he's has the inability to be able to control the situation quite as well as what a Homelander does. Homelander is able to concoct grand ruses when it comes to things that no one, even those that are closest to him, are really unable to really see who he really is. And what he's really up to and what he's really thinking, which we've seen a little bit in season 2 of The Boys, where even Starlight, she doesn't really even know um, what he's up to and whether he's on to her in a lot of different ways. So I feel like intelligence wise, I would definitely give it to the edge to Homelander in that regard. Overall, I feel like both of these characters are very unique and different in their own little ways. But I would say strength, I would give to Omni Man. I would say this more of a universal way, I would give to Omni Man, where he's capable of going to all these planets. He's basically a planet destroyer. Where um, I feel like Homelander is maybe he can destroy the planet here on Earth, but I don't think he's capable of going to other planets and doing the exact same if they brought in that same kind of thing about aliens. So no, I believe he is more stationary here on Earth, and I feel like Homelander is just more unstable. I feel like he's not he's not someone that is going to go on a galactic tear quite as much as what even Omni Man is, simply because of his instability. Because he's well aware that he needs the love and admiration from the people to be able to survive, for his own ego to survive, where Omni-Man is more goal oriented and is capable of living without that admiration as well. But overall, I would say, like I said, when it comes to strength wise, Omni-Man all day long. When it comes to intelligence, I would say I would have to go with Homelander on it. But as far as having this universal strength in abilities, I would definitely say Omni-Man is in a completely and totally different realm than what Homelander is. Heat vision, I would definitely give to Homelander over Omni-Man. But overall, I just feel like Omni-Man is just a far more superior hero. He to me reminds me Omni-Man reminds me of the Superman in the Whedon version of Justice League, where you've got all these other heroes, but these other heroes are just basically there for show. At the end of the day, it was Superman that basically just wiped the floor with Steppenwolf. I almost kind of feel that it's a lot that way with Omni-Man. You have all these different superheroes, but at the end of the day, he's the one that takes care of the business. Granted, you could say, well, in The Boys, that's exactly what Homelander does as well. And yes, I would actually agree to that. But because of Homelander's uh, instability, I feel like he's less inclined to be the one that just goes and handles everything on his own and has the ability to handle things on his own. I feel like Homelander maybe needs more of a team around him or people around him to do some of the dirty work. I don't believe that he's willing necessarily to get his hands dirty on everything quite like what Omni-Man is. Omni-Man basically he's either a hero or a destroyer of a world. he can go and, he can be either one of them. And he can do it in a lot quicker time and a lot faster time, one way or the other, than what Homelander does. So overall, in this, when it comes to my thoughts on this, I would definitely give Omni-Man the advantage by a long shot. Again, I don't really see necessarily the same characteristics that Homelander and Omni-Man share. That it seems like since this show's come out, that we've seen all these comparisons. I don't really see it personally, because I feel like Omni-Man is more of a character that you would see as I won't say as a Galactus like character, but as a dark side like character, a world destroying like character, where I feel like Homelander is more of your uh, kind of hero that could be a danger to society around him, but is not an intergalactic threat of any kind. And it could just simply be because he is. They haven't brought in an alien, plot to the boys, and they won't in that show. But I feel like he's more stuck here on Earth and he's not able to do the powerful things that what Omni-Man is able to do by taking his own and just handling his business on his own. I just feel like Homelander is someone that is he's held to this planet, and he knows it, and so therefore he needs the admiration and love of the people. So he's not so willing just to go out there and wipe the floor with everybody and make this world desolate, because he knows he needs them just as much as they need him in a lot of ways, where Omni-Man doesn't feel that way. He's just like, I'll just wipe this one out and I'll just go to the next world. So it's all good. But overall, I would say I give the clear advantage to Omni-Man when it comes to this. I think it's a interesting comparison. While I disagree with it, I still find it to be interesting. But yeah, overall, I would definitely say Omni-Man is more um, of a world destroyer, where Homelander is more of a he can destroy this world, but is more chained down to his own ego, and isn't as nihilistic maybe as what Omni-Man is in that regard, because of his Omni-Man doesn't have that same ego as what a Homelander does. So yeah, clear advantage to Omni-Man. Let me know what y'all think down in the comment section. I thought this would be a really fun video to do. I've been watching Invincible. Like I said, I've been trying to keep up with the read some of the comics of it. Of course, I've already read the boys' comics and seen the show as well. We've done reviews on that here on Rants or Us. Hopefully, in the near future, we'll be doing reviews over Invincible as well. But we'll just have to see on that one. But overall, guys, let me know what y'all think down below. Let me know if y'all think I'm right or wrong, or just y'all's opinion on it overall. But as always, guys, thanks for watching. Y'all take